Hello. I'm annoyed at having to do this video. I'll tell you for why. I had a little while ago, well, about 17 years ago or so, actually, we went to France and we bought ourselves a VHS video recorder. The reason we went to France for it was because it was available in a hypermarket. We happened to be there and we were looking at it, and it was a very good machine, and did PAL, CCAM, NTSC, Mesa CCAM. So all the standards that were likely to be needed. And I needed one. I wanted one to be able to make sure that I could record all my VHS tapes over to digital. Got a Panasonic DVD recorder and, wanted to have a machine to be able to do it. So anyway, life took over and the machine was used for about 3 hours. So we made sure that it actually worked. Then it was basically put on a shelf and left. So, 18, 19 years later, we get the machine out, and, well, this is what happened. Not impressed. What has happened here is I've plugged it in. I plugged in my JVC, which didn't work, and then I plugged in this one, and it started to work. Then all of a sudden, it made this horrible buzzing, growling noise, and all this stuff started coming out. Look at the state of that. It's absolutely awful. I mean, the machine was dusty, but that doesn't explain why it went buzzed, and then all that smoke came out, and it was reeking horrible, and it stayed for days. This is going to be a two-part video because I don't know what the result's going to be, but I'll show you how far I've got. This is a European made in France, and it's based on the JVC video recorders. It was made in the French factory, which was the 3T factory, Thorn, Toshiba and Thompson. After the smoke had cleared, I had a quick look, and this is what I could see. This is a safety capacitor. It's a reefer. If I'd known that, I wouldn't have switched it on. And it's 100 nanofarads. I think this company should be ashamed of itself to produce such awful safety capacitors. So many people have had problems with RIFA capacitors. It's just not right. I've seen things about them being that it's because they age and they crack and they take in moisture, but they shouldn't. Nothing else does. Why do these? Let's take a moment just to look at the problem. This is the base, and as you can see, there's a lot of plastic. There is a metal plate that goes over this as well. It's held in with screws. This is the top view, and as you can see, there's a lot of connectors on it and subboards, and there's sort of basically quite a lot there. There's a mechanism. It's a very nice standard VHS mechanism, and nothing wrong there as such, but you've got all of the daughter boards. But there is no way of getting that board out of that chassis without taking all the mechanism out and all the cables, and it's not intended to be repaired really. So rather than doing all that taking apart, I've cut a hole in the bottom of the plastic. I've removed the capacitor and I've ordered a new one, and when I fit it, I'll stick it back in if necessary, and I'll let you know how we get on. This is a Brandt VK841PS, and as soon as I get the parts, I'll fit them and let you know what's happened. Well, that's it for now. I will keep you guys informed. If anybody's got any hints or tips about this particular machine, if there's anything I should look out for before I switch it on properly. It did actually, even after it went buzzed, it did actually continue to run, but obviously I switched it off as soon as I could. And I don't know. It was a good machine, and it's probably worth repairing, but anyway, we'll see how we get on.